Welcome to another exciting episode of Hella Trades. I'm Ralphie D along with
JB.
This is the show where we delve deep into a trade paperback, a story, a graphic novel that you may or may not be familiar with. This week we're going with...
We are going with SpiderMan the Alien Saga, which covers Amazing Spider-Man 252 to 259.
Ah yes, all in a comprehensive trade paperback form.
Yes. Alien Saga starts off with Spider-Man's triumphant return from the Secret Wars.
Battle Planet.
Wearing the alien. If you'd like to know the origin of the alien / Venom, you can perhaps we'll review Secret Wars on a different show.
I think we should. But this episode, or this saga, starts immediately after...
Secret Wars was still running.
12 issues, that's right.
Yes, it was on like issue 6 or 7
right
when 252 came out. So 252 was a little bit early in the storyline.
That's right.
But it takes place after the series ends.
Correct.
And the heroes return home.
After they return home, and he's bouncing into beautiful New York in that beautiful black costume.
Yes.
Take it away. 252,
he's just kind of reminiscing, talking about the Secret Wars. He stops a bickering couple and shows them the beauty and splendor of New York City. Whereas it continues on through 253, where he fights the Rose.
Yes.
Crooked football game.
Seems kind of low rent, but what was it, a college game?
No, it was a
high school game.
It was a professional.
It was a pro game?
Yeah, pro game. The quarterback
think I would have read
was paid to take a dive. And they were getting to the playoffs and refused to do it anymore, and Spider-Man had to step in.
That's right, he did. Beautiful artwork by Rick Leonardi.
Yes, Rick Leonardi. And then it changed over to Ron Frenz.
Correct.
I gotta say one thing about Ron Frenz.
Speak on it.
I think he's a little bit lazy.
What?
Because he does wonderful facial expressions.
He does.
He's like, but 90% of the facial expressions are like that.
That's
the
true.
Gaping mouth, big eyes.
Yeah. Well,
and he does it. There's one panel where there's like 8 guys all with the same exact facial expression.
People are talking. People are emoting in these panels.
I know. I think he has a real talent for it, and he should have.
And it shows.
Should have spread the love a little more in the comics.
All right, fine.
That's why it's minor complaint.
He's a detail-oriented artist, and I love you, Ron.
Well, the Rose, having had enough of Spider-Man, hires the Puma.
Yes.
To hunt down and kill Spider-Man.
All right.
The Spider-Man gets injured. He injures his right shoulder. He's not 100%, and the Puma decides not to kill him.
Amazing. And I love the cover artwork to that. I actually drew that when I was a kid.
You know, not just the cover, the splash pages were fantastic.
The splash page is fantastic. Yeah. And Spider-Man going up against a foe that's formidable, that's like got senses and strength equal to his, damn near, made for a wonderful fight.
And what was threading through the story is he's not getting enough sleep, and he feels listless because every night when he takes off the costume creeps back over when he's sleeping and jumps back on him.
And takes him for a web swing.
Well, he doesn't find that out till later.
That's true.
But yes, he's dead asleep swinging around as Spider-Man.
That is true.
Yes, and then finally the Kingpin puts a kibosh on the assassination of Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. Spider-Man inexplicably goes after the Hobgoblin's battle wagon, which gets stolen by the Jack-o'-lantern, one of my...
You don't like the Jack-o'-lantern?
Like the Jack-o'-lantern.
I like the Jack-o'-lantern. I love his costume. Hey, sometimes you got to have a Green Goblin knockoff, and this is what you get. You get the Hobgoblin. You get a flaming pumpkin head.
Yeah, so the Hobgoblin does eventually show up, and so does Mary Jane Watson.
Yes, she does.
The Black Cat, he's still having an affair with, catches the two together.
Yeah, and she's mad.
Mary Jane runs off in tears.
She does.
Black Cat runs off, but Spider-Man shoots his web at her.
Right.
And she gets lovey-dovey because she chose her over.
Oh, you didn't shoot your web at her. Ooh, that's kind of I was going to say.
A little risque.
There are some undertones in that scene.
And then it finally ends with, he finally goes to the Fantastic Four.
Right.
Finds out it's an alien symbiote. Has the sonic rifle, removes the costume from Peter Parker.
Yes.
And traps in a capsule and has the greatest Spider-Man costume ever. A Fantastic Four suit, no boots.
Yeah.
A bag over his head, and a sign that says "Kick me" stuck to his back.
By the Thing, I think, put it on.
No, Human Torch. It was one of his jokes.
One of his pranks.
He actually foiled a bank robbery wearing that costume.
Yeah, and who could this new mystery villain or hero be?
Who is a mystery? Is he a new member of the Fantastic Four? Is this some kind of hazing or initiation?
That's true. I remember that. But it doesn't end there, because they're in the final issue. We get to learn a lot about Mary Jane Watson, why she is the way she is, and that she's known Peter Parker's secret for a long time.
Yes, and I'm not bagging it. I thought it was a good issue, but it was a detailed history.
I know. Yeah.
I was kind of surprised they took that much time to detail from birth to today.
Yeah, that's true.
They went over every detail.
I hear you, man. Well, look, what did you think about this story overall?
Overall, I thought it was like a standard Spider-Man story with the alien saga running in the background. Mm-hmm. I've never been a huge fan of Spider-Man.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't dislike the issues. I enjoyed them, but they were all right. I mean, the Rose, the Hobgoblin barely showing up. Hobgoblin never fought Spider-Man.
I know. Yeah. Well, he's they're not Batman villains, but he does have his own rogues gallery, and Hobgoblin does.
I wasn't super excited reading it.
Jack-o'-lantern comes back like 20 or so issues later, and they have a big battle. But okay, I get you. The drama of Daredevil and all of the adult nature of those.
Well,
comics.
that was a special series, and I wouldn't compare Alien Saga because this was the main Spider-Man series. Mm-hmm. It can't all be gold, whereas a special section of Daredevil was set aside for Born Again. So I think it would be unfair to compare the two.
I gotcha. Fair enough.
All right. When did you first read it?
I first read this around, it was probably a year or so after it came out. I had to get back issues from that, the quarter and dollar rack at Comics and Comics. Yeah. But I found them all, I read them all, and I still have most of them to this day. But yeah, 87, 86?
Something like that.
Something like that, whenever it was. I was around the time, maybe a year or so after. I can't remember.
Okay.
I'm old. So what did you think, though, of the artwork overall in this saga?
I like the artwork. I like the action. Because you can have facial expressions, you have action, you have drama, and I think he really captures Ron Friend's, Steve Ditko's talent for the action in the panels.
There you go.
Steve Ditko was the master, but Ron Friends did a very good job.
Yeah, I think he did a great job.
And I love Rick Leonardi, too.
Yeah, Rick Leonardi's awesome. No doubt.
Yeah. Okay, which costume do you prefer, black and white or classic red and blue?
This has really rattled my cage from the inception of the black costume. The black costume has always been, ever since it came out, it was the number one. But the old red and blues are beautiful as well. I guess I'll have to say black costume number one, red and blues a very close number two.
Spider-Man's costume designed by?
Which one?
First.
The first, Steve Ditko, baby.
Jack Kirby.
Jack Kirby, baby.
Jack Kirby.
Yeah, who doesn't know that?
He was a costume master. It looks a lot like Captain America, though.
Well, I mean, most costumes have some form of red, blue, and black in them. So, the storyline overall, do you think that it holds up?
Definitely holds up. I mean, this was a strong start for one of Marvel's greatest villains, supervillains, Venom.
Yes.
And I think this definitely does him credit.
All right.
Now, what did you think about the love triangle? Black Cat, Mary Jane Watson, Peter Parker. It all started in that saga.
I was so invested in those stories. I really wanted Spider-Man to end up with the Black Cat. But,
so did I.
But Peter Parker and the Black Cat don't make sense.
No, they don't. I always preferred Black Cat over
that. But, Mary Jane, she's always been that ride or die chick. So I'm glad he actually ended up with her.
Okay, what grade would you give the Alien Saga then?
Oh man, this is an A+, man.
Oh,
Spidey's my guy. So you know what I'm saying? It's got the black costume, it's got drama and all that shit. A freaking plus. What are you grading this one?
I thought it was a strong series, but not a great series. I understand it was the regular series. Mm-hmm. Just I give it a B-.
Ooh, B-.
Yeah, well, you're comparing some pretty good trades.
Well, yeah, that's true. I mean, I'm not comparing it to anything. I'm just saying on its own merit, A+, deservedly so.
Yeah, well, you're the Spider-Man fan.
That is true. Starting with 252. Well, we'd like to hear what you think. You know what? I don't have any.
If you have any comments, please. If you have any comments, please leave them below.
Leave them below.
And we hope that this show has spurred your interest in Alien Saga. If you have not read it, read it because it's one of the greatest stories you've never read.
Damn right.
I've got it. Pull yourself together.